Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is May 31st, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. You can see the low clouds around southwest BC, western Washington, western Oregon. Some places are breaking out a little bit here. If you go east, you get some sunshine through eastern Washington, Oregon, but you can kind of see the clouds out here and the moisture that's going to help develop some thunderstorms over the next couple days across the region. And then we're going to be dealing with that potential warm up here across Pacific Northwest. I heard some chatter about it being a big heat wave, and it's not going to be that. There's kind of been a downward trend in the temperatures, but still we're looking at above average conditions. We'll take a look at that in some detail coming up here. This is the Tempest Flow weather station. This for a very affordable weather station. This is very good. It's holding up very good to some of the more expensive weather equipment I have at my house here. I'm a little bit jealous. I didn't know about this station earlier. Now, taking a look at all the map out here, you can see all those Tempest weather flow stations. You can click on these individually here, and these stations talk to each other, and they're still trying to perfect the haptic rain gauge on top, but it does very well when it uses its smart learning ability and it works with the other stations. This is looking at my station here. You can see it does temperature, barometric pressure. You can see the wind, and you can see the UV index. This is updating all the time here, and it shows the UV index and the solar radiation at the same time, and it's holding up with much more expensive equipment here. Very impressive. You can see the last time it detected lightning by my house at a distance of 13 miles, and yeah, a very nice station here. It's a simple mounting process. It's all solar powered. It's all wireless here, and it's got that ultrasonic anemometer as well. And it's kind of got that shielded area here for the temperature, which makes it a very accurate reading here. And the Wall Street Journal has promoted this as well. So if you want to click on this weather station, click on the link below. You save 10%. You help out the channel a little bit as well. So anyway, back to the forecast. You can kind of see the onshore flow and the troughing over the Gulf of Alaska here, and you can see the moisture out across eastern Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. So this trough is eventually going to start to back up a bit, and we're going to build this ridge over Canada that will include the Pacific Northwest for some warmer conditions. This is looking at the flash flood risk Wednesday and Thursday, mainly eastern Oregon, Idaho, and Montana, just clipping eastern Oregon, I should say. So watch out for burn scar areas over the last couple of years, again, during the afternoon and evening hours. This is looking at SeaTac, 63 degrees yesterday, 6 degrees below average, but it was a quite nice afternoon out there. A lot of sunshine for a lot of areas, nowhere near the record highs this time of year, but we are going to start that slow and gradual warm up as we move through the weekend in towards early next week, wrapping up probably our warmest May ever here at SeaTac Airport here. We'll look at that data as we go into early June 1st. This is day one thunderstorm outlook. Day two, something similar. This is day one excessive rainfall outlook. You can see it does clip southeast Oregon as well. This is day two, some Gulf of Mexico moisture making its way all the way back up into Montana. As you know, the Rocky Mountains are somewhere around here. And so that Gulf of Mexico moisture, when you get towards the summertime months, you can really start to bring some of that moisture up into eastern Montana. Now, this is looking at the NAM 3KM. If we put this into motion, you can see where these showers are concentrated during the day today. Some of these heavier showers popping up across the areas are bringing that excessive rainfall threat. And we go through Thursday afternoon, kind of something similar here. You can see Yellowstone getting on the action there, southwest Montana, Idaho, and maybe extreme southeast Oregon. Nothing for western Washington, Oregon, or southwest BC at this time. Now, looking at the European, if we put this into motion, you can see that trough starting to back up a little bit here. It's still fairly close, and the big ridging here is over Canada. So we're just going to get included in this warmth, but we're not looking at the big gnarly heat dome over the Pacific Northwest as of right now. So I caution anybody using the term heat wave coming up here across the area. This is looking at the GFS. Let's back that up, and you can play it through. Something similar to the European in the short term. Ridge starts to build over Canada. Trough weakens, eventually drifts northeast across BC here, and you can see that ridge here across central Canada and the USA here, and we do have some ridging across Pacific Northwest, and we are into June, so it's going to be above average, and when you're averaging upper 60s, you're easily going to break those temperatures. We're not looking at record highs for most areas right now, but it does look like a definite warm-up, and it looks like it might hang on for a while. As now we're towards the end of the following week, June 9th here, and you can kind of see that ridge still centered over the Pacific Northwest here, actually building a little bit more here, even across some of the interior regions. But yeah, it looks like this ridge might even hang out for a while, bringing some pretty dry conditions here across the Pacific Northwest. We'll watch this as we go day by day, as always. Now, this is something I wanted to show you. This is the Pacific Ocean. There's Japan. Here's Russia. There's Hawaii. There's North North America out here. And notice how the fluctuations over the ocean are much less versus over land here. Water holds a lot more heat content there, so the fluctuations day to night, nocturnal and diurnal, are much less. You can kind of see even the warm up across Alaska that occurs, and then the cool down in the overnight hours as we go on a day-by-day basis, and not much fluctuation across the Pacific Ocean. And you can imagine that's why Hawaii's temperatures do not fluctuate that much, except for some extremely high elevations there, especially on the Big Island. But anyway, looking at the GFS 16-day temperature precipitation anomalies here, you can really see that signal for western Washington, Oregon, southwest BC, eastern BC, and some above average conditions due to those thunderstorms here across from the Sierra through Nevada, Idaho, and Montana. Now taking a look at this. This is the GFS, last night's run, hour 246, about 10 days out. And look at Washington, just skunked. A lot of BC as well. Once you get north of Vancouver Island, you will get some precip. But look at this signal here for western Oregon, Washington, eastern Oregon as well. So yeah, dry period coming up here, folks. And it's that time of year where we start to really dry out here across Pacific Northwest. But we're doing so rather quickly here, and I hope this doesn't start to bring some drought concerns across the area, which I fear it might. Now, here we go. Wednesday. This is for today. 64 for Seattle. Look at Spokane checking in at 72. Some nice warm temperatures across the valley there in Idaho. If we scroll through tomorrow, we do warm up towards 70 in Seattle, into the 70s for Little Willamette Valley. Warm on up across southwest BC as well. Friday, a little bit warmer. Look at Saturday, Sunday. A little bit of a fluctuation there, drop back down to 71, but some pretty warm temperatures there, eastern Washington. Monday, Tuesday, look at that. We're talking some 80s for Seattle, maybe 90 for Portland here. So we do start to turn up the heat here a bit as we go on in towards next week. 82 for Seattle, 88 for Portland there next Wednesday. We'll see how these temperatures trend. That position of the ridging is going to mean everything. If that trough sets up a little bit closer, we're going to have more of that marine influence here, but we'll watch that over the next few days. Look at the temperatures across eastern Washington. Look at that mid 90s showing up there as well. And we go out to Thursday, Friday. You can see the warmth and the above average conditions across Pacific Northwest all the way through June 10th. This is looking at the trend here. So you can kind of see it was calling for warmer temperatures a few days ago, but we have downtrended that a little bit here, but still quite warm for this time of year. I mean, you're talking about potential for 3 days here up above 80 degrees for Seattle, and several days into the 70s here with the above average conditions existing off into the extended forecast. This is for the European, calls for a couple days above 80 here, and numerous days above 70. So the trend has been down a little bit here, but we'll watch this. It could still flip back. Nobody knows for sure just quite yet. 6 to 10 day temperature probability outlook through June 9th. Pacific Northwest bullseye. 8 to 14 day through June 13th. That is bullseye there as well. So anyway, I'm going to go hop on a plane, go out and chase some storms here and make the most of my vacation before I got to get back to work here at Alaska Airlines. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy those weather stations. For those of you guys who have bought it, tell me how you're liking it out there. I'm actually going to do a giveaway. I have got another one that I'm going to give away here probably in the next week or two. But yeah, so anyway, if you want 10% off, click on that station below, and we'll get you one here quickly. Helps out the channel a bit too. And eventually over the next couple of weeks, I will do a weather station giveaway. I have one more to give away here. So anyway, I hope you guys can get out and enjoy this warm weather here. I'll get back on the road. I'm going to do some live streams. I think I mentioned that already, but hopefully you guys can join me, do some Q&As, and you guys can join me for some of these storm chases coming up here over the next few days. But anyway, we'll talk again tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then.